two of the best young coaches in the business, to be sure.
The matchup to watch is number 20, Tudy Reed, the 5'11" senior, defending Angel McCautry. Can she keep her from catching the basketball?
Of course, Louisville wearing their road reds with black piping. Xavier in their home whites, blue and white piping. And right out of the chutes, the opening jumper. Not too bad, Laura Terry.
Louisville does not have size, so they will try to pull Tashia Phillips away from the basketball in that matchup. Phillips is going to have to be able to guard on the perimeter this season, because most teams, when they go small against her, because almost everybody's going to be small against her, she's going to have to use her feet outside.
Xavier counters with an outside jumper. I'm not sure if somebody got a piece of that or it was just a bad shot. Nope, we're going to go the other way with the cards.
Yeah, two officials had a whistle on it and both had it going Louisville's ball. How about Angel McCautry? She jumps center and she's already impacted shot selection on the defensive end.
Reminds me of an Amber Harris, doesn't it? Will sit this one out for Xavier. You mentioned her injury. We'll talk about that a little later. Louisville with a major injury in its own right. Shantice Wright, both with knee injuries, which will really impact this club. But as long as McCautry is McCautry, Louisville's got action each and every time on the floor.
Yeah, I'm not sure outside of Maya Moore if there's another player that works as efficiently as she does. Maya Moore, of course, is the sophomore Big East Player of the Year out of Connecticut.
High praise, but McCautry is all of that. Taylor had a notion. She'll pull the trigger from outside. 10 on the shot clock. Very patient Xavier offense rewarded with the bomb from Reed.
And Tudy Reed has to be a factor offensively because she has to try to make Angel McCautry play some D on the ball. I think McCautry is more dangerous off the ball. So Tudy Reed needs to work without the basketball on the offensive end.
When that'll just kind of make you think, using gas and using petrol when you've got to work that hard on the defensive end. We'll see how fit Tudy Reed is for that kind of an assignment.
But it's important for Xavier early on to hit perimeter shots, open it up. Louisville's going to double down. Look at the double there on Bird. She came from all the way across the weak side, and Tashia Phillips did a great job finding her.
Phillips whistled for that foul.
Watch Tudy Reed, a little inside-outside work right here. She relocates on the perimeter. Terrific touch pass on selfish play. Tashia Phillips sets that up. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, she's going to work hard for position, and because she's going to work hard, it's going to demand two defensively. Somebody's going to be open. Xavier's going to have to hit shots. That's going to be one of the stories of their season this year.
Yeah, I mean, McGuff understands with Amber Harris on the pine that there's going to be a double down on Tashia each and every night. Foes will say, can you hit from the outside?
Tudy Reed doing a nice job. Transferred from Rutgers, became eligible last year at the mid-semester break. Very athletic matchup against McCautry.
Dead ball on the Louisville foul, and we talked about two key players, one from each team, missing because of knee injuries. Huge names.
Well, we already talked about Amber Harris at 6'6", out with a knee. They expect she might be back, but Shantice Wright for Louisville will not be back. ACL injury, and that was the only size and girth Louisville had under the basket.
Bingham with a nice move inside and the finish.
See, what Louisville's going to have to do this year, and Jeff Wells is good at coaching any style, any tempo, is they're going to have to play small most of the year. They're going to have to be quick and athletic, and they are quicker and more athletic than last year. This is an example of what I'm talking about. Watch how Candace gets inside and does a nice job of pulling up in the paint. That's Bingham right there. She's a senior, a terrific counter to what Angel McCautry brings on both ends of the floor.
Well, Bingham's getting all kinds of recognition preseason-wise, and with Shantice Wright out, Bingham's going to have to really compliment McCautry. Look at this 5'2" kid. You've got to keep an eye on her no matter where she is.
And what Tudy Reed does is she goes under screens, and you got to force McCautry to the perimeter. If she's going to beat Kevin McGuff's team, she's going to beat her from outside.
Long range. Taylor will jack it up from anywhere. McCautry says forget about it, inching towards that Louisville career rebound mark, as Deb mentioned earlier. Bird in some trouble. Nice pass. Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, Bingham doing a great job of reading the double. Bird, when you push to the baseline, it flattens out the defense. Brandy Ratty did a nice job of running the weak side.
She sure did. Now, both teams have had turnover problems in this early season. It's going to be imperative for both clubs to look at each possession as gold.
Now I'm looking at Desiree Bird. I'm thinking Jeff Walsh trying to convert her to a point guard. 2 great decisions in transition so far. She took it strong last time. This time she pulls it back.
McCautry just keeps following, keeps battling, but there's special Jennings, and Xavier wants to run.
Xavier has the ability to run, but they are very much an inside-outside team.
Tudy Reed, though, putting the ball on the deck, as Deb Antonelli likes to say, and gets to the hole.
She's got all of Xavier's points early on. Tashia Phillips not a factor. But again, it's the same deal for Jeff Walls. If they're going to lose today, it's going to be somebody besides Tashia Phillips beating them.
Both coaches have basically said just that. The complementary pieces of Xavier will have to be huge, especially that backcourt. McCautry will drift.
And look at Tudy Reed. She's playing in the gap. They're going to gap McCautry because you can't give her any space and you can't let her isolate. You can't guard her one-on-one.
One on the shot clock. And there's Jennings again, and this time Xavier has numbers. Xavier can't convert on the Jennings layup. Was that a late call or a turnover? We'll get that settled down, but Waltz right now is giving his team an earful. Tudy Reed with the nice finish, but Louisville's got the early lead.
My favorite Thanksgiving dish is ham.
What?
Favorite movie is Superstar. See ya.
Oh, Deb, that's great. Superstar, huh? It fits, doesn't it?
She is a superstar. All she's done is the last 2 years led the Big East in scoring and in steals. That's very impressive. That means that she's playing both ends of the floor. And the thing that I like about Angel, she wasn't a high school All-American. She averaged 9 points her freshman year. That is a self-made player. She has worked and worked to make herself the basketball player that she is today.
I remember when you and I saw her early in her freshman year, and we kind of looked at each other and thought, holy smokes, we're looking at greatness.
Yeah, we think that she could be good because she's long and athletic. And I asked her about spending the midnight hours in the facility shooting hoops today, and she said, you know, I haven't been in there since September at midnight. I thought that was a great sign of maturity because last year, the night before game, she'd be in there at midnight.
Is that
Jeff
right?
Walls would have to chase her out and say, you got to get rest. She understands that now. That's why she's going to be a more efficient player this season.
Dee Jernigan, who has checked into the Xavier lineup, and by the way, picked up that last foul. There's number 4 for Xavier, bringing the ball up the floor. Look at the strength inside Tashia Phillips.
One of the things about Angel McCautry that I like is this little checklist, and so we're going to go ahead and check it off right now. I'm calling it Angelic Glow.
I like
it's the Angel effect. She's going to affect the box score in every category, so check that off. How about her work ethic of the teammates? You got to raise your level if you're going to play with Angel. Defensive game plan for opposing coaches, she's going to get all the attention. And then sleep deprivation, there is no way Kevin McGuff got any sleep last night worrying about defending Angel McCautry. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't even think Gino Auriemma, the head coach of Connecticut, is going to get any sleep before he plays Louisville.
She is that good. She is that good and on her way to ascension in the WNBA as well. Should tell you real quickly that Keisha Hines has checked into the Louisville lineup as Laura Terry takes a seat. She with 2 personal fouls now.
Full court pressure by Xavier, and they are very much a team that doesn't like to get out and press too much because they need to keep Phillips on the floor, and she'll always anchor the paint. She'll always be at the rim. The key for teams offensively is to pull her away from the rim so that it can open up the lane.
McCautry swatted away. Amber Harris usually doing the blocks, but there's Tashia.
And this is where Angel McCautry goes a little bit too deep off the dribble and allows Tashia Phillips to make a play defensively. But you know what? Here's what I like. You got to challenge the big girl.
You bet.
You got to put her in a position where she has pressure on her defensively because you can't allow her over the course of a 40-minute game on the offensive end to wear you out on the blocks.
4 on the shot clock. Another perimeter shot rimming in and out. And it's a one-and-done situation for Xavier, doing a nice job on the defensive glass. Trailing 8-6 early in this ball game, looking to tie or maybe go ahead. Megan Askew checking in, but with the turnover. Boy, and there's Hines wrestling it away, and Burt will go the other way.
6'2", and the only size Jeff Walls has off the bench is Hines. Great job of fronting in the block.
Perimeter game right now. Late whistle. And that's going to go against Xavier and Askew.
Talking about how you defend on the outside. Watch right here, the front of Hines does a good job. Pressure on the ball, front to low block. That's how you, and rely on weak side help on the backside. That's how you defend Tashia Phillips.
Way to draw it up. Candace Bingham, that 6'1" redshirt senior, toeing the line. Now April Phillips checks in for Xavier, no relation. Tudy Reed back in on the floor.
April Phillips has gotten a couple of starts. She fouled out of the North Carolina game. She's a 6-foot junior, and she's a player that is going to have to be able to complement what Tashia Phillips does on the inside. Her instant minutes became available when Amber Harris went out with a knee injury.
Right, and you would think that with all the attention spent on Tashia Phillips, April will get some looks.
I think if you're gonna, I think you want to let April Phillips be the A-10 player of the year, if you're A-10 player of the week if you're Jeff Walls.
Yeah.
Let her score. Let her beat you. Not let Tashia Phillips beat you.
McCautry, take it away. Look at this swipe, Deb.
Look at, she does it with footwork, and then she beats you to the spot defensively.
That's a great point. Those feet are so quick, and they're always in the right place, moving in the right direction.
See, Angel gambles on that, but she was guarding a point guard in that position. Now she's back on Reed.
One on the shot clock. Tudy Reed buries it.
Remember what I said about Tudy Reed being a factor with the ball in her hands? She has to make Angel McCautry respect her, because otherwise Angel will gamble and go for steals.
That's a big stick by Reed, last year's A-10 6th player of the year, and she only played in some 23, 24 games. McCautry ribs out, thought she had it. Big board by April Phillips.
And Reed has 7 of Xavier's 9 points early on. There she is again, she got the hot hand.
Yeah, baby, way to call it. Way to call it, and she's feeling it, and the crowd's into it, and the benches are. Look who's got the lead, Debbie Antonelli.
She has equaled the score of Louisville by herself. Excuse me, she's got 11. Louisville has 10. Tudy Reed.
Better get out on Reed, huh? Oh, nice interior pass. But Hines couldn't catch up. Well, Louisville was leading this thing for a while, but then Tudy Reed got hot, and she kept the hot hand. Yeah, baby. Xavier on top.